But the best part? Knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Associated Bank. Your money works here. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. Locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out of our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we staying in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out of our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother Black Power to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue, and I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in Radio Land? How y'all doing in the chat? We got another powerful show for you today. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Salute to everybody joining the show today. Who we got in the chat? Who we got in the chat? Hold on, I see Josh in the chat, Kawanda. Jeff is in the chat. Kiana is in the chat. Mo the Elephant, salute Mo the Elephant. SE is in the chat. Zay Tashay is in the chat. Salute to everybody joining the show. I see you, Jeff. And also, don't forget to get your tickets for the Truth Community Awards, Truth Nation, February 20th. February 20th, it's going down. February 20th is the second annual Truth Community Awards. It'll be presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. It'll be hosted by Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. And we'll be celebrating individuals making a real difference in our community. Tickets are on sale now. Visit 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. The Truth Community Awards is presented by Milwaukee College Prep, the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation, Gruber Law Office, Steinhoffels, Cousin Subs, and 3rd Street Market Hall. Once again, get your tickets. If you're in the chat, we got tickets in the chat where you can click on the link in the chat. Also, go to www.everbright.com/E/2026 Truth Awards. It's one of those things where every year we acknowledge those that are doing the real work. And this was something that I wanted to do as a radio host, as a person that is out here active in the community. I wanted to get the unsung heroes that's out here rolling up their sleeves, getting the real work done. And this is the second annual Community Award. So let's come out and give a round of applause for everybody in our community that's trying and doing the best they can to make a difference. Once again, February 20th, you can go online now at 1017thetruthAwards.com to learn more. This was something that I felt that I've seen a lot of award shows over the years. And a lot of them pretty much was like, okay, this is my buddy. I'm going to try to throw these people up here. I mean, like I said, whatever you want to do. But at this point, I think that we need to uplift those brothers and sisters that are making the real sacrifices out here on the front line. So once again, get your tickets February 20th. It's going to be powerful, Truth Nation. It's going to be powerful. I want an active listening audience. I don't want an audience that just listen to the show and, just go on about their life. I want an audience that can listen to the show, figure out what they can do to help, and be about that action. And I think that we've done a great job over the last 5 years being about that action. So I want to salute you, Truth Nation, for making that come true, making my vision of not just having people listening to the radio, but people who are becoming resources and galvanizing and mobilizing to help each other in the community, because that's where the energy needs to be. I'm so proud of everybody over the last 5 years that I've seen out with the call to actions, that showed up to the search parties, that showed up to some of the things that we did in the community to try to make sure that we bring in awareness. I appreciate each and every last one of you. And this is Black History Month, and we're out here making Black history every day right here on the Tory Lowe Show. We are Black history. Our ancestors are standing on our shoulders, and they're proud of the work that's being done. And when I came home back from Minnesota back in 2010, I didn't start really getting out into the community until around February 11th. So February 11th, I always say February 11th is the day I started dealing with the community. I came home in 2010, 2011, February 11th, I got out and started trying to help. Somebody asked me for help, and next thing you know, I started trying to deal with the community the way I deal with the community right now. And
this February 11th, I got an announcement I'm going to make. I'm going to make a huge announcement. That'll be, 17 years. 17 years of community service. Straight. I'm talking about taking on situations every day. Never took a vacation. Never took a day off. So I got an announcement I'm going to make February 11th. And like I said, it's just something that, it's an evolution of what I've been doing in the community. And like I said, and I'm thankful to be in a position to be able to help my community. I didn't take any money from nobody I ever assisted. And that wasn't a brag. That was just me letting you know that I'm going to help regardless. I didn't need a title. I don't need nobody to pat me on the back to say, oh, good job. I just felt like this was my calling, this was my purpose. And that's why I get iffy when people, they say something that's their calling and their purpose, but, if they ain't getting paid for it, then, they not going to do it. So I believe that that's not your purpose. Your purpose and your calling, you're going to do regardless. Can't nobody pat you on the back for the work that you're destined to do. If God told you to do something, let God will pay you. Man can't pay you for God's work. That's what I always tell people. A lot of people want to flip it, but why, if God told you, why do men have so much control over your purpose? If he can stop you from doing it, then I don't believe that God told you to do it. I don't. That's just me. What is in you can't nobody take from you. That's all I'm saying. So I'm gonna help the community regardless if it's a Tory Lowe show, or if I don't have a show, or if I don't have 2 pennies in my pocket. It's just something that I'm destined to do. People could have helped to enhance what I was doing? Yeah, they could have. People could have said, hey, Tory, we see what you're doing, and we're going to try to gather around and mobilize around what you're doing. They could have did that, but they didn't. They called me for help. But they didn't take that second to say, hey, look, I'm talking about elected officials called me for help. I'm talking about people that y'all call for help called me for help. And I didn't mind, because this is what I do. And I didn't see them as a person of higher stature. I just saw them as a person that needed help. I don't even see no respecter of person. No situation is greater than any situation. I've never seen, like, the person that's asking for bus tickets and the mother that asks for a homicide. I never saw them as 2 different people. I just did the work. Some people needed a lot of energy. Some people needed me to just cash app them $20. It was over. But whatever the situation was, I tackled it with all of the energy and the strength that I had within me, no matter what the situation was. I understand what I'm saying. As we move into the future, I'm hoping that we can make helping each other, loving each other, being a resource for each other, we can make it popular. We can make it the thing to do. Hey, look, when we come back, I'm going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yeah. I came from the curb where the gutter speak fluent pain. Rusty hydrants leak memories every time it rained. No cable in the crib, we just stared at the ceiling stains. Plotting on a lick while the sirens play musical chairs again. Grams in the cereal box, razor blade calendar. I was weighing out my future while my teachers used to failing me. Mama worked 2 shifts, still the light stayed amateur. So I practiced on a scale till the numbers acted flattering. First flip was a 20, turned it to a clean deuce. By Friday I was neck
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I wanted to bring up something that was very interesting in a conversation that I had about people who display racist behavior, and it's Black History Month, so it kind of fits in, Andrew. It kind of fits in with Black History Month because I'll tell you this. First of all, it's unwise to openly speak racistly to blacks, because sometimes we feel like you might get smacked or something may happen to you, because you may tap into the DNA of the ancestors and the soul fist might come in and knock you out, first of all. But what I want to concentrate on is the people that, as soon as they get upset, they want to, blurt out the N-word or kind of have this negative ideal about black. And many times when I examine that negative energy, I kind of realize that it came from jealousy. It's not like it's coming from a space where it's true. It's coming from envy, jealousy, and hatred. Think about it. If you look at everything that blacks have contributed to society and the abuse and all of the things that we have had to be resilient to overcome, we are still some of the most caring, loving, creative people on the planet. After all of that. So when they I think they can't understand why we're not feeling bad that, we've lost everything, or, they burnt our cities down and they socially engineered ideas to cripple our communities, economically starve our neighborhoods, and we're still creative. We still dancing. We still having fun. We still celebrating on top of all of that. And they living where they living, and they think that they're living in a better situation, but yet they got so much hate for a black person. I just had to examine that hate have to be coming from a jealous, envious, demonic source. Because think about it. If you really hated blacks, you wouldn't use anything that had to do with them. You wouldn't even participate or use or be a part of anything that they really tried
to do if it was legit. But think about it. They can't keep their eyes off of black people. Like they know they watching all of the basketball games. They cheering at the basketball games and, for the players and things like that when it's convenient. But somebody brought up a good point. Somebody said if they were so racist and they hated blacks so much, then stop using their inventions. Stop using the things that black people have created. And I looked at the list of things that black people created, that people that are racist or they think that, they can say the N-word and they feel that blacks are lower than them, but you're using things on a day-to-day basis that were created by blacks, stolen many times by Western culture, but you opening doors with the doorknob. You know what I mean? If the traffic light, you got things at the blood banks, the plasma, you got if you're wearing shoes right now, a black person created the shoe lasting machine. And this is for Eddie. Because Eddie calls in all the time. And Eddie owns a painting business. The paint roller. Richard Spikes created the paint roller. You know what I mean? So every time Eddie gets on a job and he dips that paint with the roller and rolls it on the wall, that's a brother. That's a black man. Also, the fun stuff. Like if you want to get outside and have fun, the Super Soaker. Yeah, Andrew, you had a Super Soaker before?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, a brother did that. The brother created the Super Soaker. The pencil sharpener. Understand what I'm saying? All of the great inventions that black have contributed to society. And I know y'all not gonna like this one. If you're racist and it is and you ain't gonna like this one. The electric guitar. All that rock and roll y'all got. All the rock and roll was invented by black people. I mean, if you take away the inventions of black, what would it look like? Or let's say if you truly racist, you want to go and you hate black people so much, and you just stop using everything that's associated with black. That's all I'm saying. But they're not going to do that. You know what I mean? That's why I say I never understood when people tried to throw the N-word at me, where it was coming from when I was coming up. Oh, you're an N-word, and, so you want me to feel, are you saying that to make me feel bad about myself or something? Because I'm, you try to make me feel lower, like on a low level or something like that. It don't work. I don't get triggered by it. I just look at them that they got a mental problem or they want to get their jaw broke. That's it. Like if it's a mental health thing, they'll walk off. Like they'll be saying it, and it's something that was passed down in the family. Maybe something off with your family. But if they confront me, then you might get your jaw broke. You may have to sip Thanksgiving through a straw. But other than that, when people try to make you feel less, that's something that got to do with them, how they feel about themselves. And they're trying to perpetuate that on somebody else. Because none of that works on a person like me. I understand that you have jealousy and envy because I'm the one that got it going on. I'm the one that came from a great history of inventors, creators, people that built society. I came from that. Your narrative don't work for me because I did my research. I understand the contributions of black to society, or the contributions of people that foundational blacks, what they have done for society. So you're not going to play on my ignorance and try to trigger me because you feel inadequate within yourself. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Peanut butter-based inventions. If you got peanut butter right now, that's a brother. That's a black man. George Washington Carver.
You got that peanut butter and jelly sandwich? You ate that peanut butter and jelly sandwich today? Thank a black man. Thank a brother for that. The ironing board. If you ironed your clothes, a black man did that. No, it was a Sarah Boone. It was a black woman, Sarah Boone. All I'm saying is you got to know your history. Or a person calling you derogatory names, trying to make you feel inadequate, you'll think that they're trying to make you feel bad, but really it's a reflection of how they feel about themselves because they have nothing to feel proud about. So they're trying to diminish what you're doing, marginalize who you are because they're already marginalized. I understand what I'm saying. This is why we got to have our children in a space where we can educate them and make them understand that no matter what somebody say to them, you got to stand strong on who you are at all times. And I don't care if it's black, white, whatever the color is, no matter what somebody is trying to perpetuate on you, you got to know that it's really how they feel about themselves, not how they feel about you because they don't even know you. The safe deposit box, if you got a safe deposit box, thank Henry Brown. There's all kinds of stuff. You know, I tell you right now, I was looking at the list of everything that people use today from black inventors. Remember caller ID, call waiting? Brother, that was a black people. Hey, look, when we come back, we're the Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Hey there, Jane Lynch here. You want to hear something funny? Too bad. You want to hear something uplifting that will inspire you? Good. Because today, I want to talk to you about Direct Relief, a humanitarian organization that does seriously good work when it counts. Fires, hurricanes, earthquakes. When disaster strikes, Direct Relief immediately shows up with medicines, medical supplies, and everything doctors and nurses need to save lives. Let's ship her out! Every day across the United States and around the world, they're making an enormous difference. If someone needs help, Direct Relief helps. No politics, no red tape. Hey, what you doing over there?
I'm packing insulin for kids with diabetes.
See, every box here is literally a lifeline for someone in critical need. So check them out at directrelief.org and donate if you can. You might just bring a smile to someone's face.
The Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks have indicated to teams they are keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo through the trade deadline. The Milwaukee Bucks have agreed to trade Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to the Phoenix Suns for Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes-Davis. Luke Fickell is the first returning Badgers coach in any sport not to get his contract extended since 2021, as UW Athletic Board did not renew his contract during their winter meetings. Fickell conveyed Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh that he not be considered for an extension and have to focus on improving the team's performance instead of his contract situation. Fickell is entering his fourth season with a record of 17-21 overall. And Milwaukee men's basketball team played Detroit Mercy evenly after half, but could not close the gap after a scoring run ended the first half, falling 76-63 Wednesday night. The Panthers hit the road for a pair of games next up against Northern Kentucky Saturday. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One on one, 7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by your boy Tory Lowe. And Andrew, I'll tell you this, Andrew. Giannis is still a buck.
Yes, he is.
He made it past the trade deadline.
Let's get some applause.
Hey, let's get some applause on this. Giannis made it past the first wave of trade ideas. So for the remainder of the season, Giannis will be a Milwaukee Buck.
Yes, even if that means he's in plain street clothes sitting on the sidelines.
Now, there was some trade that took place.
Yeah, no, so they traded Cole Anthony. They brought in some other pieces from the Phoenix Suns. So you wonder if, like, hey, maybe they're trying to make something happen here. Maybe they're trying to make a second half run. Get a little bit of a push for the 8th seed.
Do they lose value in the race for Giannis right now? Or you think that they can gain?
I think they gain value.
Is there still a huge push for Giannis in the offseason?
Oh, I think it's going to be even bigger in the offseason than it would be right now, Tory. Because here's the deal. The team that doesn't win the title this year is going to say to themselves, if we had Giannis, we would have won the title. Let's go make sure we correct that problem. And then they're going to give a ton of picks and give a ton of young players that they maybe didn't want to get part way with in the middle of the season.
Well, I'll say this. I didn't think Giannis was going to make it past the trade deadline. It was looking dark for a second. Every time I looked up online, it was like the media was going crazy with this. But it seems like Doc Rivers was right about this. He said he can't wait till the trade deadline is over with so he can, because he's been telling people Giannis is going to be in Milwaukee.
One of the rare things that Doc Rivers has seemed to get right since becoming the Bucks head coach, Tory.
Right. And what I'm saying is, now that he's here, do you start, I mean, because they're not going to let up because they're getting major clicks. Like, the mainstream media went crazy with this Giannis trade idea out of Milwaukee. So for the next year, we're going to hear Giannis trade ideas or what teams can get Giannis. Like, I even seen, like, this post where they had Giannis standing there and on his body was flashing every jersey in the NBA.
Yep.
And if you push the button, you can stop it on what team is going to get Giannis. So the Giannis sweepstakes is on.
And the crazy part, Tory, is it was all 30 teams.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, cycled through. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is they going crazy with this Giannis sweepstakes.
I think it's made Shams a local celebrity, Tory, because I think everybody in Milwaukee either loves him because he's breaking all this news or absolutely despises him because he's been saying that Giannis should be traded for like 2.5 years now.
Well, I'll say this. I don't know how I feel about Giannis not being traded.
Oh, wow.
Because he's not going to play.
No, he probably won't.
He's here, but he's not going to be active.
He's going to be on the sidelines, going to be doing a lot of clapping, a lot of cheerleading.
I would rather for him to got traded because now the media is going to go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Every time he's not up and standing.
That's all I'm saying.
Time,
then it's going to go into the fans want Giannis to have one last game, but it's not even far as business. That's not the right thing to do because if he get out there and he gets hurt, the trade value won't be there, and so many other things can go wrong.
So this is the funniest part. It seems like Giannis is committed to Milwaukee, right? It seems like he's all in on the Bucks, but it seems like the Bucks aren't really all in on him right now. Because if they were all in, they'd say, yeah, play. That doesn't matter. We're going to keep you. It doesn't matter if you get hurt, don't get hurt, whatever. Like, we want you here. We know you want to be here. Let's just keep playing. But if you think you're going to trade him in the offseason, you don't want to hurt that product.
All right, let me tell you something. They don't have the pieces to compete.
Absolutely not.
Let's just put that out there. There's no way the Bucks are going to compete for a championship this year. Are they going to tank the rest of the season to get a number one draft pick?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of games here, Tory, that you and me are going to be able to get into the stadium for like $10. It's going to be some pretty cheap tickets here coming up. Which I'm fine with. I love a good basketball game, and sometimes you go to see the team win, and sometimes you go see the other team win.
I mean, I don't think Bucks fans can sit there and watch the second half, the rest of this season, and see Giannis on the sideline and tanking the season.
Tell me your tickets. I'll be there.
I'm just saying.
I'll go to the games.
Do you believe that the fans will be able to not be disgruntled?
It depends.
Going into the second half of the season.
Look, it's been what? He got drafted in 2013. It's been about a decade now since Bucks fans have had to suffer through this type of mediocrity. And, you know, some organizations don't ever deal with this, and this one will. Like, that's all I got to say. Like, you're going to have to sit through some of the tough times here. Because if Giannis does get traded, those tough times are going to get even tougher.
Right.
So
but what I'm saying is if you get traded with the right assets, you could come out like a fat rat in about 2-3 years.
But are you going to go to 2-3 years of games where?
But if you know if you're in a rebuilding stage, yeah, I think people can. Okay, we're rebuilding. But if you got Giannis on the sideline, that's not giving. We're rebuilding. That's controversy. Because we could be winning if Giannis was on the court.
But he was on the court. And
I'm just saying. But that's the mind frame that people are gonna. He's gonna set a whole half a year. I'm telling you, the news cycle is gonna go crazy.
Now, it depends on the type of rebuild, too, Tory, because if you are essentially bottoming out and you're starting over from scratch, those teams are very difficult to watch. But if you're watching young guys play and you're seeing, like, oh, this guy's developing, kind of when Giannis came in the league, like you're watching a young player develop, turn into somebody, then you can, all right, I'll pay for a ticket. I'll go to get an expensive beer. I'll go to see a game because I'm getting to see this young up-and-comer. But if it's like the Brooklyn Nets, the Brooklyn Nets have been rebuilding for, 20 years now, it feels like. It's been tough to watch, right? Like, if it's one of those, I don't know
but
how they like it.
They had Kyrie, Harden, and KD at one point.
A blip on the radar.
I'm just saying, it kind of was a disaster.
You wouldn't want that here, would you? Well, you wouldn't want one of those, like, hey, we're going to push all the chips in the middle of the table. We're going to go in for this one title.
I think we went with Dame. Dame and Giannis, I think that they thought that could amount to something competitive to challenge for the NBA title. Now, it didn't work out that way. But now what do we have? Now we got Giannis. This season, to me, was a circus.
You telling me you're not excited to see Kyle Kuzma?
They want the coach fired. They want Doc out of here. Giannis will be here, but he's not playing. And I guess for the next season to be traded, I don't know. It's just, I don't know if I'm excited about Bucks basketball right now.
I would not blame you if you weren't excited right now.
I mean, I want to see the Bucks do well, but I don't think that this season is about doing well right now. It's a lot of cleaning house that got to take place.
But I always wonder, too, is the jersey sales for Giannis. Because Giannis is always one of the top 5, top 6 jersey sellers in the NBA. But if you know that he might get traded, doesn't it kind of run through your head like, I probably don't want to buy a new Giannis jersey? Or I probably don't want to buy my kid a new Giannis jersey. You know what I mean, Tory? Like, those are the things that kind of run through my head.
You know what? Speaking of jerseys, okay, so since the football season is over with, and I don't want to jump off the subject, but I'm going to say this since we brought up jersey sales. I wanted to get a Micah Parsons away jersey, the white one.
Yeah.
And they didn't have it. They didn't have the one in my size. I was looking for my size. And they had a golden jersey in my size, and I don't know why I didn't want it.
Because he didn't do enough
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he didn't do enough.
I did not want it. It was right there. And I don't know if I'm excited about him as a wide receiver.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's an indictment on him.
I think he has potential. And I'm a huge Packer fan, but I had the option to get his jersey. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait.
That is the biggest indictment on him.
I don't know
ever.
why I felt that way. I don't know why I felt that way.
Because he didn't perform this year,
I'm just saying.
I can get you a good UT jersey for Matthew Golden. Big UT guy. With the University of Texas. He's incredible. Did not do anything for the Packers this year. So, but that's the bulletin board material he needs to go in the offseason with. Tory Lowe, the number 1 Packer backer, the number 1 Packer fan in the country, was like, I'm good.
Well, it wasn't that. It was like, I could have got it. It was right there. You know what? I couldn't find the Micah Parsons, the white jersey that I wanted. His jersey was right there, and in my mind, I was like, I don't think I'm going to get this jersey right now. I'm not going to get it right now. And I'm wondering why I felt that way.
Because he stinks.
I don't know. But when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth. Young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag at ToryLowe_King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables. Roll up your windows. Don't leave your car running unattended. locker doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Tory Lowe, you know how it go, don't play, always up in the flow, hey, they never know, they gotta go, you don't know Tory, then you better know, yeah, on the streets, people just know he a beast, he cannot go and get
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by your boy Tory Lowe and Andrew. Andrew, I got to clear up something before we go into this next story. We got somebody in the chat says Golden stinks with the question marks. Y'all don't know ball for real. Like, I didn't say he stinks. I just said I passed on trying to get his jersey. I think he has a lot of potential. Andrew is a Minnesota Vikings fan, so he said that. And now I should have defended Matt Golden by telling Andrew, hey, you got your own problems to worry about. So I missed that. Oh, okay. He said, yeah, Andrew, yeah. Well, you know, I just wanted to make some clarifications now. Like, I think the kid has a world of potential. I just passed up getting his jersey, and I could have got it for free. It wasn't like I had to pay for the jersey.
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of signs pointing towards my take.
Well, all I'm saying is I'm not saying he stinks. He has potential.
He's no Justin Jefferson.
Well, he's still developing. We don't know. Give a kid a little second. But at this moment in time, I didn't want to get the jersey at this point.
We'll check in next year and see how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, after the first couple games, you know what I mean? Like, he might snap next year. He had time to watch. He had a great touchdown in the playoffs.
Free jersey, and you go, I'm good.
I'm just saying.
I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest.
All right, that's all you can do.
And that was a natural reaction. I just was like, no, I don't want it right now. All right, so anyway, 50 Cent and Jay-Z. 50 Cent have been posting ever since Jay-Z have gotten into the Epstein files. 50 Cent have been posting. Now, I'll say this. Jay-Z has a song talking about his love for young girls. And 50 Cent posted some lyrics. And I think that a lot of people are weighing in because they're saying that Jay-Z made Birds of a Feather Flock Together. It's not just the Epstein files. They're saying that he was in the Diddy files and he was in the R. Kelly situation.
And he hung out with Weinstein.
And, yeah, he had Harvey. It's a video that's now resurfacing of him and Harvey Weinstein hanging out tough together. So, I don't know. I mean, y'all can draw y'all conclusions from what y'all feel about what's going on with Jay-Z right now. But Jay-Z's name is starting to come up, and people are starting to do some digging. They brought up Foxy Brown. They brought up Rihanna. They brought up Aaliyah. They brought up Beyonce. So, and he got this song. Do we have the lyrics to this song? If y'all listening, I want y'all to hear the lyrics. This is something that 50 Cent posted.
Got a young girl, got a young girl.
All right. So he's rapping about his love for young girls.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But a lot of people used to make songs about young girls.
Yeah, this just doesn't age very well.
You may be young, but you're ready. Age ain't nothing but a number. PYT, pretty young thing.
And now we live in a different world, Tory. And the problem is that you're connected with all of these guys who, for all intents and purposes, pedophiles, right? Like, You can't have this in the background and in the closet and then also be photoed next to Harvey Weinstein.
I remember when I was in high school, and old cats used to be waiting outside for the girls when the school let out, and they were seniors, and they would get in the car with the old players. And I used to think, like, what is going on here? Like, that guy looks like he's too old to be dating this girl. But this is something that's now coming to the forefront. But even when I was talking to some of the older generation, 13, 14, 15, 16, it was not as a big deal as it is now.
It was like a different world for sure. Now, ironically, there's age between you and I.
Right.
And I could say that when I was in high school, there was seniors, going with guys who were in college, going with guys who were maybe almost out of college.
Right.
And I remember one time one of these guys pulls up in front of our high school, and like 4 or 5 of us just started mercilessly just giving him the grief. Because we're like, what are you doing here? You're like a grown man.
Right.
We're in high school. Like, why are you trying to take the girl from chemistry out? Like, what is going on here?
But I knew some men that liked the younger women. And when I was coming up, I thought that in my mind, I'm like, why can't you get somebody your age, around your number, your age area? And so then, when I was in high school, when I got off in the college, I didn't see a lot of it, but when I was growing up, I saw a lot of it. And then the old school women, a lot of the old school, my aunties and things like that, sometimes when I ask them when they lost their virginity, and who they lost it to, and some of the women, they would say older men, I'd be like, oh, wow. Like, this was, I think over the years we gotten stricter and kind of like, okay, this is not going to be accepted. But all I'm saying is when you talk about these entertainers and them being left alone with these young girls, you would wonder, where are the parents, and what parent would allow their child to be around somebody alone that's way older than that child?
Yeah, you got to wonder. In a lot of these cases, too, it comes from like some not great backgrounds. Parents might take a kid to a concert. All of a sudden, something happens in the back. But you think to yourself, like, a lot of stuff has gotten worse. That's one area.
Right.
It's gotten better, I think, that we're holding people accountable. And I'll be the first person to say, I'm going to hold Jay-Z to the same account that I'd hold him today as in 2001. Like, it's not cool then. It's not cool now.
And I'll say this, because I deal with it. I have to go and track some of these girls down. And I try to put everybody, every adult involved in prison. Like, I am not playing. I do not play. When I get out here and these groomers and people be grooming these young girls on social media and they run away from home, and when I find out that this person is an adult, I'm trying to hit them with everything I can hit them with at that point. I think it's a shame that this is going on. But yet, where's the parental oversight? How do you got a child out here and you don't know that they're dealing with an adult?
So what about the artists that were with Jay-Z? We mentioned Beyonce, we mentioned Rihanna, we mentioned Foxy Brown. So, like, what goes through your head there as somebody who has been in those type of situations?
Well, what I'm saying is, a lot of times people, when they chasing fame, it's whatever. And this is where people get taken advantage of. They can see that you want in. What are you willing to do to get in?
Yeah, and this is where this
doesn't have anything to do with age. It has something to do with talent. And what are you willing to do for me if I let you in this door? And men are involved in this. Men have been sexually assaulted. It's not just young girls, boys. Look at Abercrombie and Fitch. The guy that runs that, they gave him a slap on the wrist, and he was taking young black models and sexually assaulting men.
Yeah. No, Nickelodeon,
and nobody's even talking about it.
So do you think that Jay-Z is getting put on an unfair, like he's getting an unfair deal right now? Like, I mean, 50 Cent's making him look like he photoshopped him look like a predator. Like, do you think he's getting an unfair?
Well, Nicki Minaj is hitting him below the belt as well. And I think that there was, I don't know, allegedly Nicki is starting to help the young boy that said that Jay-Z was his dad, that he can't even get the DNA test from Jay-Z because Jay-Z's fighting the DNA test. I think that there's rumors that Nicki Minaj and now Donald J. Trump and Nicki are trying to help him get it. But I don't know what more can they do because they threw it all out. He exhausted all of his legal ideas to where he can't, I don't think he can file to do it again.
Yeah, no, I'm looking up Nicki Minaj if this is like what she's doing.
Well, but Nicki's a problem too because her husband is a sex offender, registered sex offender, and her brother. So here we got a bunch of people in this circle pointing the finger back and forth at each other, and it's just getting wild right now. But I think that right now it's divide and conquer because the people are in the middle. We're the one with the children that are being abused. Us as people that are out here trying to live in our communities, the target is our children. So we're pointing the finger and picking sides, but in the end, we all lose because it's our children that are the victims. They become the victims of this type of mentality.
100%. And look, the lesson here, I think, for any parent is like, try to keep an eye on your kid a little bit better too. Like, don't put your kids in these positions that you're trying to chase fame at any cost. Like, that's terrible.
Well, you got foster kids out here. You got kids coming from broken homes, and they have talent, you know. And who's overseeing, who's managing, who's making sure that they're okay, the safety. But then look at the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just happening in Black communities. Look at Britney Spears. Yeah. Look at all of the stories that's coming out from the Mickey Mouse Club, from Nickelodeon. Some of those kids, Orlando, you know, look at those, Orlando Brown. Look at him. Like, he's trying to say that he was being preyed on, and these people were all over the television. So I don't know what I'm seeing with these claims. It seems like it's ping pong. Everybody saying, oh, look at this person. All right, well, look at that person. But when I don't see the handcuffs, and this is why I say I don't see any handcuffs, we lose as a people because these people are preying on our children. That's wild. That's wild to me. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we going to open up the lines. Stay locked in.
Need a way to hype up your day?
Hello, is this Shirley?
This is she.
Shirley, you are our Gruber 5K giveaway winner this quarter. Congratulations.
What would you do with $5,000?
Going to look at buying me a pickup truck. That will be some of my down payment.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
I love you guys.
Truth Nation, make sure you tune in on Thursday, February 5th at 10 a.m. on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, as there will be a special Forward Together for Kids live interview on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. City 4 Collective's Coleston Morgan Jr., along with special guest Al Keefe, CEO of Milwaukee College Prep, and Anthony McHenry, CEO of Milwaukee Academy of Science, will be joining Sherwin for a powerful conversation on education and the importance of the Black Educator Pipeline. You definitely won't want to miss that conversation.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I got a question. Would the world be able to function without black inventors, without the black inventions? That's the question of the day. What would the world look like without the inventions of black in America? I don't know. I can't even picture. But would the world be able to function properly without the contributions of black inventors? I talked about if people were sincerely racist, why would they even use what black people even invented? That's what I'm saying. Like you can't be that hateful, but yet, or you may be ignorant to what blacks have done. It may come out of ignorance, jealousy, hatefulness, but the evidence is there. The contribution of blacks, a lot of things wouldn't even be going on right now if black people hadn't sat down with the genius of the black inventor. What would the world look like without black inventors? Man, we might be living in caves. we probably wouldn't even have a cell phone. We probably wouldn't even have the internet. We probably wouldn't be able to, NASA probably wouldn't even be around. Understand what I'm saying? And we gotta highlight this. We gotta let our community, we gotta let these young kids know that the ancestry is powerful. So they don't fall into the traps of feeling less. Understand what I'm saying? But my question of the day, could the world even function the way we know it today if it wasn't for black inventors? I already know the answer is no. we probably look like we're in the Ice Age. Come on now. Josh in the chat says, we are the greatest inventors from day one. They just whitewashed out accomplishments and gave us his story. Yeah, I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. We wouldn't even have cars. You know what I mean? That's, we're heavily involved in the way that we look at automotive right now. People don't want to acknowledge that. But it doesn't matter, because if they can make you forget these people, some of these people died and were forgotten in history. Ideas stolen, died broke. Created things that changed the world, and their families didn't even get the generational wealth. So now that they have tried to hide these people, oh, look what we got. We got these companies. A lot of these companies were founded on the root of black inventors. Generational wealth was made while these inventors were X'd out of their patents and ideas and had them stolen. So if we're going to talk about it, if we're going to talk about black history, let's talk about it. And I don't like what I'm seeing sometimes, because even though that they knew that this inventor had the patents, they wouldn't even finance him. They wouldn't even finance the idea. They would tie them up in court with the patents. And they didn't even have enough money to fight that. Economically drained them financially. Then once they got them in the point where they was beaten down and couldn't get it where they needed to be, then they took it and created the institutions. I understand what I'm saying. We got Al on the lines. How you doing now?
I'm doing good, and I'm going to give you one that no racists want to hear. If it wasn't for black people, y'all wouldn't know how to clean and wash your ass. Because a lot of y'all didn't know nothing about hygiene. A lot of y'all was putting too much urine and poop to where you sleep. That's why y'all kept coming down with diseases. Because, see, when y'all used to do number two, y'all used to share a rope that everybody do to clean that vanilla sugar honey iced tea box, okay? If it wasn't for black people, y'all wouldn't know how to act, because y'all didn't know how to act back in the day. Only thing y'all know how to do right now is be racist and do that royal disease. That's why some of y'all come out here looking like alfalfa, also B2, Circuit 2, alfalfa, alien, E.T. We the ones who taught you this, you shouldn't be doing that. So when you think about that, when you taking a bath and you washing yourself with your hands, get a goddamn towel and use soap. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Hey, it's in the history books. They used to use spices and stuff like back in Europe before the Moors came and showed them how to wash up. Like, this is true. This is part of history. I understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. And when you don't teach these young people the truth about history, then they get to fall for his story that they were sold. It's power in knowledge. Knowledge is power. But a lot of people don't want to come to grips with the true power of black. And when I started realizing that they didn't want us to know all of the things that made black people contribute to society, and they gave us books of what they wanted us to know, once I understood that, I started doing my own research after that. Sometimes sending your kid to school is as many times you're indoctrinating them into ideas that largely don't benefit them in the long run. That's why the parents, the family members, they need to teach their own. They need to hold their own history ideas within the house. Like you can't let somebody teach your child history. You got to sit down with your child and let them know the truth about American history. Because many times in the truth of American history, blacks were written out on purpose. On purpose. And what they gave you is what they wanted you to have. So whatever you know is what they wanted you to know. Think about it. Think about it. I even had to think about, okay, every Black History Month, they only teach you about 4 or 5 different black folks. Why do you want me to know about them? Okay. And the women of the KKK was over the education. So they said, okay, well, we'll give them these people. I understand what I'm saying. This is how sinister it got. Well, if y'all want to integrate, here you go. If y'all want to come to our schools, this is what we going to teach you. Okay. And you got what you got. That's why a lot of black people didn't really want integration. They had their own schools. They had their own hospitals. They had their own airplanes. They had their own businesses. They had their own transportation companies. They thought that Martin Luther King then was crazy. Why would I leave the cake in my community that was made with love to go into another community to eat the cake with the spit on it? Like, people didn't even want you to eat at their counter, so you waiting for a meal that probably got pubic hairs in it. You know, like this nasty, like spit, everything. People thought that was crazy. A lot of people wasn't riding out with that civil rights integration. They wasn't with that because they didn't want to be beaten up and go through a back door to get their food. We got thriving communities over here. Now, fast forward it to 2026, and now we can't even purchase a Coca-Cola and a bag of chips from a black man. Because we still living in integration. All right, don't let that go over your head. If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. How would the world look? Would the world still look the same if you take away the contributions of black? I think many of us already know the answer. Black, white, Hispanic, everybody know. But do you know? Look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
Refeed the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it in one. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, 3 on the way, and he hit it. Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Skilled trade workers are the backbone of every community and also the Army National Guard. Soldiers trained to keep the power flowing, engines running, and in every other trade needed to accomplish the mission. These soldiers are on the fast track to learning skills that can set them up for success at home with companies looking to hire the best. Their resumes are being built through their paid training and part-time service. Find out how you too can learn a trade profession by visiting NationalGuard.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them, epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tory Lowe turn pain into pleasure. The man turn to dog turn to shepherd. He getting the lost ones together. Trying to tell them the truth, tell them they can do better. Low in the streets, you better know it's for the people. Trying to take the village back from the villains, let them know it's a sequel. That boy heart so big, he can't even fit inside a regal. No fraud, no tricks, no deceit, no evil. Tory Lowe.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Look, we talking about Black history. We talking about what they tried to keep a mystery. The Black history that they tried to keep a mystery. But it's not a mystery right now because we talking about it. Matter of fact, it's cold out right now. If you are using a heating furnace, thank Alice Parker. If you staying warm right now, Alice Parker got the heating furnace up in 1919. If you staying warm right now, if you in your house and it's warm, you feel, ooh, you know, I'm so glad I'm feeling cozy. It's a black person. Okay. You take away that, and half of y'all don't even know how to act when y'all get cold. We got Winky Blue on the lines. How you doing, Wink?
Hey, how you doing, big brother? I'm just calling. I'm calling because of the simple fact. I hear you talking about history. Hold on once, brother. I'm sorry, man. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. You're talking about Black history, and I want people to understand. Let me just add something to the fact. Our history has been distorted or not told at all, and partially it's because of us, though, really. See, the white man, he got history to tell, too. See, you got to realize something. The Europeans, Europe, when they came over here, they was playing Europe, okay? So they kind of created their own history here. So it's up to us to tell our history. Most of us can't go past our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers. You know, I can go to my...
And why is that?
I can't hear you.
Why we can't go back too far? Why do you think we don't know our history correctly?
Well, because we stopped telling it. We even if it seemed like an old wives' tale. I hear you talk about your grandmother, right, and you passing that down to your kids. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know. I'm just talking about local history. I don't care about Africa and all that right now, man. I'm talking about trying to keep my.
A lot of people say we was already here.
Well, I don't. If we grab onto that argument, then we disqualify ourselves from any reparations.
But what I'm saying is, I don't care about what they trying to get and gain from it. I'm talking about real history. Like we talking about what was happening and what was already going on. And I know people say if I get 10 people in the room, I'm gonna get 10 different answers. But what I'm saying is, when you actually start peeling back the history. It doesn't. A lot of the slave trade ideas don't even make that much sense when you talk about the population of blacks that was actually here at the time. And they're saying that it was some people that was already here because blacks have already conquered and explored every aspect of the world.
Tory, I go along with all of that stuff, but what does that have? What's the significance of it now?
It's history.
When other people come in here, well, I want to know what the significance is because
it's Black history. That's significant enough.
That. I get that.
Right.
I get that part, and I'm a scholar of it.
Right.
I'm a scholar. Yeah. Hey, I'm a scholar of it. Mm-hmm. But what I realize is that if people can keep us stuck right there, then we gain nowhere. We get no gain.
Well,
See,
we don't get nowhere
gain.
when we don't have the knowledge. Knowledge is power. So if you have corrupt knowledge, you'll always be taken advantage of because you have no power. Even though the knowledge you have may be something that you're using, if it's not accurate, it's going to flatten out at some point.
But it's them telling their history, man. We had an option. We still got an option to tell our history, to put it in books. I'm still yet to see a real black Christian movie, a real black Jesus film.
Right.
Because we don't tell our story.
We can make that movie.
Somebody's defining their history. So why? It ain't that they trying to keep
hold on.
man.
Hold on. That was integration. So we had our own. Hold on. What I'm saying is we had our own teachings when we came. Even when we left slavery, we had towns. We did our own stuff. When you talk about integration, when you talk about Martin Luther King and that whole movement, they wanted us to go into the white education situation. That's what we are now. That's what happened now. That's what we're dealing with now.
But Brother Tory, even in our own, before when we had our own segregated areas, we still weren't launching the history besides what Uncle John did and what so-and-so did. Now, we might say, well, we didn't have the knowledge of knowing where it was at. Listen, I got some books that were taught that my great-grandmother and your great-grandmother and all of them had to learn out of.
Yeah.
That would blow your mind. So, and guess what? The education that was in there was simply to degrade and define who we would be in the future. So when you talk, it's up to us to carry that legacy, man. And that's why I'm so much against, and I'll say this right quick and get out of here.
Right.
That's why I'm so much against, what do you call that, cremation. Because cremation cuts your history off. I mean, once you cremate a person, they take the little iron home and put some around their neck, and they get lost or stolen and go to the pawn shop, whatever they do. Okay, the history is lost at that point. But if you bury great grandmother or great grandpa out there in just say what you call it, Evergreen or wherever, any place of your choice, a kid 50 years later, 100 years later can go say, let's go see where great grandpa is. That's history. That's your part of your legacy. Right now, I said this before. We got old men in jail right now that their family moved away. This dude's in jail, man, 80, 75, 80 years old, moved away from Mississippi, moved away from Cleveland, went out to California, and the new kids, these guys ain't had a visit since 1971. The new generation don't even know about their granddaddy. Their granddaddy's still out there in a jailhouse, don't even get no visits, working in the jail, been there all of his life practically, and they don't even know they got a great-granddaddy living right now. That's history, man. I like the idea of the man create the light bulb and all that good stuff, but if we don't defy it or put it in our own books, who we blaming? I don't know what we blaming.
Well, I don't think it was blame. I think that the question was, where would we be? Where would a society be without black inventors?
Well, we would be just that far behind.
I'm just saying. I don't think nobody blaming nobody for nothing. I never blame nobody for anything. I just think that the real truth need to be said.
But what does that accomplish?
It accomplishes knowledge. Knowledge is always power. Hold on. That ain't my problem. My problem is to get the knowledge out, to get the understanding, to provoke thought. That's my job. I can't save the world. I never tried to save the world. I tried to help the world. We just trying to help. A lot of y'all think y'all trying to save folks, and you can't save nobody. You can only help and give some good advice. That's about it. And so when you talk about what the significance is, only thing that's significant is that it happened. And now you can take what you understand that took place and go do your extra, or you don't have to. But at the end of the day, if you don't know the past, the true history, you can't move forward. Because you don't know what to build on. So somebody else will give you something to build on. If you're not confident in who you are and where you came from, then anybody can steer you any kind of way. Now you out here code switching and trying to be like something that you're not because you think that's the way, when you don't even know that you even created the way. Hey, if you got a mop, if you're using a mop, thank Thomas W. Stewart. He created the mop. He said, you know what? It's got to be a better way to clean this floor. You know what I mean? Everybody got a mop in their house. Thank a black person for that. We got Robert on the lines. Can we grab Robert? How you doing, Robert?
Hey, how you doing, brother? All praise be to the Most High. And I agree with what you're saying. The only thing we can do, we can't live off what they didn't let us learn, because the information is still there. If we want to know where our power lies and our history, read the Apocrypha, the Jubilees, Joseph, read the Maccabees, because in those books, it tells you everything. That's why they took them out the Bible.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
It's more than 66
Amen?
books. Yeah.
It's more. And those books are history, because the Bible is our history books. It's our history book. It's the black man's history book. And I hate to keep on dwelling on that, but until we wake up and come out of the valley of dry bones and read those books that were purposely took out, we gonna miss out. But you got to read those books, because when you read those books, in certain parts of those books, it's going to say, I was black, and this, and where we came from. That's the history, and that's why they were taken out. So until we read those books, we ain't going to never know. And the other books that were written by the European, the white man, have that information in there. They know who we are, and they knew the history, but they made the books, some of those books cost $5,000 and $6,000 for a reason, because we can't afford to get them. But if you go and look up Cambridge University and go back, it's going to tell you that they took the tribe of Judah through slave trade. They know who we are. They know, and they ain't hiding it. They just made it too expensive for us to read it. That's why in slavery, they didn't want us to learn how to read. But God said in these times now, let the book be open. So the book be open now, that means the internet. You can go on the internet and get it.
And guess who helped put the internet together? Guess who helped put the internet together? A black person.
A sister. Yes, we did it all.
Hey, I'm trying
we
to
did
tell
it all. Without us, would nothing else go on in this world without us? That includes music, food. Black men created ranch dressing, and everybody loved ranch.
Everybody getting that ranch dressing.
Well, I just want to say that, brother. God bless you for the topic of the day. Keep us woke. If you got to put toothpicks in their eyelids, keep us woke, brother. Bless you.
God bless you, Brother Robert. I appreciate that. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversations. We're going to keep the lines open. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One of the best things about the holidays is going home and spending time with family and friends. One of the worst things, getting there. Holiday travel can be tough, especially driving. If you or a loved one needs help after an accident this holiday season, we're here for you. Our top-notch team of experienced professionals is available 24/7. Be safe this holiday season. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
When I was diagnosed with Hodgkin lymphoma, I had so many questions. I didn't even know that it was cancer. Now I do. It is cancer. Blood cancer. It's actually one of more than 100 different types, and they're all treated differently. Now, unlike some other forms of cancer, usually there's no tumor. You can't screen for it to prevent it, and the symptoms can look like other things, so it could be hard to diagnose. I had a fever for weeks. I was so tired all the time. I didn't feel like eating or doing anything else for that matter. And I know that this can feel scary. But if you know what to look out for, you'll know what to tell your doctor. And you'll feel more empowered to take the next steps. Like getting in touch with the people who know the ins and outs and can help with everything blood cancer related. Blood Cancer United. They work one-on-one with each person who reaches out to answer questions and offer resources. Blood Cancer United was there for me, and they can be there for you.
Go to bloodcancerunited.org to learn more.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
I caught an Uber in the evening, and my show comes on. The playback is at 6. It comes on, my show comes on at 6 to 9. The driver was Somalian, and I was just, in the back seat. And so he was listening to my show. And we was talking about what was going on in Minnesota.
What was his take?
No, he liked my show. He liked it. He liked my show. He didn't know it was me, though. He didn't know that the person that was on the radio was in his back seat. So what was funny was I was listening to me and listening to how he was listening to the show. And so I asked him, I said, you like that show? And he was like, oh, yeah, I love that show.
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
The Associated Bank Sports Center update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks have indicated to teams they are keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo through the trade deadline. The Milwaukee Bucks have agreed to trade Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to the Phoenix Suns for Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes-Davis. Luke Fickell is the first returning Badgers coach in any sport not to get his contract extended since 2021, as UW Athletic Board did not renew his contract during their winter meetings. Fickell conveyed Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh that he not be considered for an extension and have to focus on improving the team's performance instead of his contract situation. Fickell is entering his fourth season with a record of 17-21 overall. And Milwaukee men's basketball team played Detroit Mercy evenly after half, but could not close the gap after a scoring run ended the first half, falling 76-63 Wednesday night. The Panthers hit the road for a pair of games next up against Northern Kentucky Saturday. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Low. It's like a slaughterhouse, and we need a water drought. They tryna wipe us out. We out here fighting for the people. We out here fighting for the people.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We talking Black history. We talking about Black inventors. What would the world be? Would the world be the same without the Black inventions? Black inventors changed the world, not just America, the world. Understand what I'm saying? And a lot of them died broke due to the fact that their ideas were not supported because they were Black inventors, because they didn't get the funding. Western culture made the companies on top of these inventions, and we many times didn't get the credit. This is what makes me upset because, people say, what's the point? Like Winky Blue said, but I said, knowledge is power. People still ain't getting the credit to this day. There's some people right now, some Black people that was in meetings, This is why I don't go to them brainstorming meetings. Because they know that you're going to tell the idea and not get the credit. This has been going on for a long time, and they still doing it to this day. They still doing it to this day. I never understood why they say, hey, look, let's have a brainstorming meeting, and these are the leadership. This the leadership now. They supposed to, when you get elected to office, you're supposed to be the leader. You're supposed to have the plan already in action. You're supposed to be able to come up with the plan for the community that you're trying to serve. So I never understood why, okay, we're going to have these brainstorm meetings. I want the community to come in. What they doing is they trying to cipher the goal out the community to see who know what they talking about so they can steal your idea and you ain't going to get the credit for it. So it's always been going on. So if you got the knowledge, you can have the power to understand that you don't have to fall for the okie doke. As we continue to fall for the okie doke because we don't know the truth. If you want to join the conversation, 833-212-1017. Also, I'm going to tell you, if you got an ice cream scoop, think a black man. If you scooping that ice cream right now, and then you making that root beer float, thank a black person that you got that ice cream scoop, all right? We going to head to the lines. Thomas, how you doing, Thomas?
All right. Hey, Corey, I'm sorry. Could you look up, there was a black lady, I think her name was Kizzy Corbett. She came up with the COVID-19 vaccine, I think, in 1986. Can you see if that's true? Can you look that up?
Look that up, Andrew.
Dr. Kizzy Corbett. Thanks.
Yeah, I saw a young black woman during the pandemic that they said that she helped with the vaccine. You know, I think that she was presented on the TV as somebody that was at the forefront of the COVID idea.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, she put, helped a bunch of people put that together. So, yeah, I mean, but then now it's in question. I gotta. Speaking of COVID-19, did I send you a video of them trying to question Bill Gates from the COVID-19 vaccine? The truth is coming out about the injuries of COVID. So I guess now people are starting to ask questions from the figureheads that was out here pushing it. We got that audio? Okay, we got that audio since Thomas brought that up, the woman that helped deal with the COVID-19. Now, these are the questions that they asking Bill Gates, who was at the forefront of pushing the shot. If you're watching this, we broadcast live, we got that. We got some audio and video on this. Let's listen.
Mr. Gates, given the complications that came out from the COVID vaccine, do you think that it was actually wrong to push such a thing on the world? No answers? Mr. Gates, can you at least accept now that it is public domain and common knowledge that the COVID vaccine was basically a failure? Can you accept that and at least apologise to the world for getting it wrong? It's okay to get things wrong if you admit you get things wrong when you are wrong. Can you do that? Come on, Bill. The theme of the WEF this year is spirit of dialogue. Let's have a conversation, an open dialogue. Can you answer some of these questions? Okay, how about ignore these questions if there were complications with the COVID vaccine?
See, this is where I say, when you talk about things, that's why I stay loaded. I didn't think I was going to have time to get to that video today, Andrew. I just sent it in because, like I said, sometimes you got to see it in real life where people are asking about the shots now. They need questions and answers. Now they quiet. And when they told you to put the mask on and everything like that and give everybody 6 feet, all of that was a farce too. Like all of this stuff is becoming topics because now people are suing for vaccine injury. And now the truth is coming out. So people are confronting these people about the vaccine. And now it's crickets. They don't want to say nothing now because that time has passed. Whatever happened. And now lawyers are, people are filing lawsuits, so they got to be quiet now. You can't follow everything. You got to do a little research. I'm going to tell you, if you're a bot, you're not going to like the Tory Lowe show. This show ain't for bots. If you bot it out, me and bots don't get along. You're going with the narratives, and you're not doing that little extra to try to find out. Soon as somebody say something, that's word on the street. That's what's going on. And then all of a sudden, when they change it up, you don't even ask them for correction. You don't even go back and say, you lied to me. You keep moving forward, too. You a bot. Okay, I'm going to get back on track. We talking about black inventors. Do we got the poll in the chat? What we got on the poll? What they saying in the chat?
So the question was, would the world be able to function without black inventors? 90% of the chat says no, Tory.
90%. See, we know this. 90%. Would the world be able to function without black inventors? Like, it wouldn't even be a lot of people wouldn't even have generational wealth. I can't even imagine what the world would look like without black inventions, black inventors, black creativity. It'd probably be way more savage, Andrew. It'll probably be a lot of, what was that show that people feel like The Purge? It'll be like living in wildlife. People just going around grabbing and stealing and doing whatever. It wouldn't even be organized.
Hedonistic.
Yeah, heathenistic. A lot of heathenistic. Some of y'all are already heathens. But it would be way more heathenistic. If black inventors hadn't came and stabilized this place, made it easier, made it more relaxing and comfortable. But yet we got black people that's living in places that a black person invented the furnace and they freezing right now because they furnace ain't, the people that's over the units, the landlords ain't keeping the furnace running. And a lot of people don't even know that the black woman invented the furnace. Understand what I'm saying? That's why I say it's better to know than to not to know. Somebody said ignorance was bliss. And the person that said ignorant was bliss, I believe that's foolish. Because sometimes what you don't know will kill you. If you keep eating bad and don't think that it's bad for you, then you go to the doctor one day and they say, okay, you've been eating for 20 years the wrong way, and now you got a disease that, may take your life in 2 months. Was ignorant bliss? No, it tasted good. Trust me. The smothered pork chops and gravy and all of the things that we love to eat, the fried foods and things like it tastes so good.
I haven't ate today, Tory. You're making me hungry.
But what I'm saying is, ignorance can cost you your life. That's why they say knowledge is power. Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversation. I want to get to this. It's a couple things going on in Waukesha that I want to talk about. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
We need to optimize the PID controller for smoother robotic movements.
Our data analysis shows a significant correlation between the variables in both control groups.
The test shows you've experienced an acute myocardial infarction.
As you'll see on the syllabus, this course will largely focus on the Mesozoic era.
Get your child the access every child deserves. Enroll your K through 8th grade child by February 28 at Milwaukee College Prep, mkeprep.com/enroll.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Tired of managing your rental property? Or maybe you just don't know where to start? At Odom Investments and Property Management, our professional team handles everything from tenant placement to maintenance and rent collection, so you don't have to. Let us take the stress out of property management. Call 855-ODOM-WAY or 855-636-6929 and experience the Odom way today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
One 1017 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to head over to I think it's Wauwatosa. It's Wauwatosa and Waukesha. It was some stuff going on in Waukesha. Drive-by shooting. Man accused of targeting his ex-girlfriend. This is crazy. Like, he did try to pull a drive-by shooting on his ex-girlfriend. Now, a lot of y'all, when y'all hear drive-by shooting, y'all thinking it's gang-related. Y'all thinking it's, somebody, maybe some young person or some crazy gang person that's doing this. No, this is for love. This Waukesha guy, this man, he targeted his ex-girlfriend. If you watch as we broadcast live, we got some video on this. I need y'all to watch this. Somebody look at this.
Yeah, Mary, court records show there were at least 3 people involved. Now, I kind of want to show you the window that was targeted. You can see there are still markers on that upstairs window that was actually shot up last Thursday. Investigators say one of the victims and the shooters were all in the same friend group. Now, prosecutors charged 19-year-old Caden Heffler with 2 counts of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. They say one of the victims is his ex-girlfriend. Police say 2 other suspects who have not been charged at this point were in his red truck during the drive-by. Court records say Heffler told police he was at a party in Milwaukee earlier that night. He said one of the suspects was watching one of the victim's Snapchat stories. That suspect then proposed coming to Waukesha to, quote, mess with the victims. Heffler told police he rode in the passenger seat while his friend drove all 3 of them to the victim's location near Wisconsin and Maple. Prosecutors say Heffler told police the driver shot a real gun into the window and he shot a BB gun. They drove back in Heffler's same red truck that was also caught on video circling the block during that shooting. The next day, police used flock cams to track Heffler's truck and arrested him. Neighbors told us what they heard during that night.
I heard the gunshots, and then I heard the acceleration of a vehicle drive away quick, and now that's twice.
It is worrisome because this is a pretty family-oriented area.
All right. Well, I'll say this. Y'all think that, it's just only, what y'all call YNs. Well, it's some YCs out here. They call them YCs. Use your imagination. You can crumble it up in the soup. You know any Andrew, you know any YCs?
I know a couple.
You know a couple YCs?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Well, this YC went after and he had a drive-by on his ex-girlfriend.
It's YC behavior, Tory.
That's YC behavior, That's wild. I remember when I was a kid and we would be watching TV and then it would be a drive-by in the neighborhood and we would get down on the floor. We would get down on the floor and then once we, didn't hear the car would speed off, then we would get back up, sit on the couch and continue to watch TV. Like that's how used to drive-by shootings that, we heard them all the time. Did nobody go outside to check and see if was anybody injured or anything like that? So it happens. It's going on all over the place. Keep your head on a swivel, Truth Nation. Keep your head on a swivel. Also, a Wauwatosa police squad was stolen. Man was arrested after the chase, but they stole the police squad. I think that Dr. Ken was talking about this when it first happened. Sometimes on my show, I get to going on different ideas and things in the community, but I wanted to make sure I got to this story. The Wauwatosa police squad stolen. I guess he took them on a police chase. We got some video on this story as well. If you're watching as we broadcast live, let's listen.
So here's what we know, Ted and Mary. Wauwatosa police tells us that a 26-year-old man with multiple warrants led officers to not just one but two pursuits. Now, what we know is that he stole a marked Tosa car and struck four officers, and eventually that all ended here near San Fernando Drive and North Avenue. Now, Tosa police say this all started in the Mayfair Mall parking lot when their suspect was told by mall security to leave. When he left, he got into a white minivan and police ran his plates, finding that he was wanted for two other police pursuits and a domestic violence incident. When Tosa police attempted a traffic stop, the suspect drove off. Eventually, the officers got the suspect to get out of the van when they say the suspect dashed to a police squad, threw it in the reverse, and slammed into four officers, hurting them. Now, the man then drove off in the stolen squad into Brookfield and eventually crashed into another squad car near North Avenue in San Fernando. After the pursuit, the man ran out of the car and then was surrounded by cops and arrested.
It was hard to tell, but as soon as the two cop cars collided, it looked like it happened intentionally, which was a little confusing. But then we saw, the guy who stole the cop car hop out and they started chasing him, so that it was obvious that he wasn't an actual police officer.
How do you... Okay, when they put you in the squad, they don't put you in the front, so they usually put you in the back. How was he able to steal the squad car? I still am confused on how he was able to get in the front and drive off. They don't never tell that Bernie Fife story. Bernie Fife? Yeah, it's Bernie Fife. Like, if you are an officer, and, I don't know what the story is. I mean, on how he was able to get in the front seat. But for you to not be paying attention that much for them to grab the car, I don't know how it happened. But I know that he led people on the chase. But we're hearing about the chase. We're hearing about he got the squad. But how did he do it? And don't they got body... Where's the body camera footage?
Ooh.
That's what I would love to see. Because, I mean, in my mind, if you're dealing with the police... Only time you get around the squad is if you up against the squad getting put in handcuffs or you getting stuffed in the backseat. Something happened in between the encounter and the squad for him to be in the front driving off. Hey, I would love to. Maybe I have to put in an open records request to see if I can get the body cam footage. Case already resolved. They got the guy.
I have a feeling that we'd have to censor some of that audio.
We get censored. I just want to know how he got. And then you got squad car footage. Why don't we see that? We don't got. We don't. Too. It's too. I see the news article, but I don't see the squad car footage or the body cam footage of the incident. That's all I'm saying. All we know is he got the car. They went on the chase. The witnesses that observed the chase. But how did he get in that front seat? That's what I want to know. Somebody said, good luck with that, Tory. I mean, this is kind of interesting. It's all going on in Wauwatosa. A lot of action going on in Wauwatosa. Also, a Wauwatosa restaurant goes viral for a sign prohibiting customers that smell like weed. They sniffing on people right now. Like, if you go into this restaurant, they got a sign. If you smell like weed, you can't come in here. Do we got time to play this, or we got to wait till we get back? Let's play this. Let's play this. If you watch this, we broadcast live. The restaurant don't want you in there if you smelling like weed.
I always come to Golden Nest. It's one of my favorite breakfast places, actually. I've been here twice this week.
At the Mayfair Collection in Wauwatosa, the parking lot at Golden Nest Pancakes and Cafe is always packed. But now some customers feel like they're caught in the middle.
Why can't I come and have breakfast? My money's just as good as everyone else's.
It's because of this sign. Please do not enter if you smell of marijuana. Golden Nest Pancake and Cafe is a family restaurant, and this is unappealing while guests are dining.
A lot of our customers were complaining about individuals that we were allowing in the restaurant that smelled like marijuana, or a skunk, actually, is how they attributed it.
Some say they feel the sign is targeted.
Basically a group of young individuals, a group of African-American individuals that you do not want visiting.
Wayne Doney, the restaurant's general manager, says that's not the case.
There's no demographics about it. I don't care if you're old, young, doesn't matter.
Customers disagree, stating if odor was an issue, then all odors would be included.
I think marijuana was very intentional, because had they just said no smelling of smoke, then maybe everyone wouldn't feel so targeted.
Others say they're worried other restaurants may follow suit.
It's disappointing because you're going to start putting that everywhere, basically, and saying that we are not allowed here. And it's Black History Month, so yeah, I'm proud to say that. Take the sign down.
All right, so are they saying that all black people smell like weed? That's basically, they like kind of side-eyeing black people with this. But why don't they say if you smell like smoke? Because this is people that smell like cigarettes all the time. But weed, are you saying only everybody, of all races smoke weed? Let's get that out there. But is there a certain smell that comes from African Americans when they smoke weed? Is this what they saying? Because they mentioned Black History Month here and everything. Well, do black people smell, when they smoke weed, do they smell different? I'm just saying. Wow. Let me know in the chat if it's different smells that come from blacks when they smoke weed. When we come back, Truth Nation, we're going to have more conversations. Stay locked in.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Fred Hampton was born on August 30th, 1948, and assassinated on December 4th, 1969. We've all heard the fiery speeches. We've all heard the stories of his charismatic leadership as the chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party. But Minister Fred Hampton, or Black Moses as he was dubbed, was much more than that. Fred Hampton believed that the only way to create lasting change in this country was for the poor and underprivileged to join forces. With this in mind, in April of 1969, Fred Hampton announced the creation of the Rainbow Coalition, a coalition that would be used to fight police brutality amongst a list of other things. With all that's going on in our country today, we could use a Black Moses. 57 years later, and here we are again with the poor and underprivileged needing to unite once again. Let's see who steps up.
This Black History Moment is sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Do you hear that? And that? And that? Those are the sounds of a healthy and vibrant community. And to this United Way volunteer, nothing sounds better. They're the sounds of children being given greater chances to succeed in school. The sounds of neighbors receiving the support needed to overcome challenges, both big and small. They're the sounds of families gaining access to quality health care and nutritious food for their tables. And they're the sounds of members of our community who've benefited from United Way's financial education programs. See, wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. People working together to respond and growing the good for everyone. United is the way. So join us by getting involved or giving back. Learn more at unitedway.org.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And before we went to break, there was a restaurant in Wauwatosa, I guess a breakfast type restaurant, that said that they have a policy now that if you come in there smelling like weed, you won't be able to enter. But in the chat, they bringing up some good points. I was looking in the chat during the break, and I asked, because the woman that was interviewed was a black woman, and she said it was Black History Month, and she want them to take the sign down, so did she take it personal? That's anybody with weed, right? But I think that she felt like she was being targeted. But somebody goes on to say, Lipstick Chronicle says, weed smokers keep their businesses open. They got the munchies. They may want to come in and grub out. Now, really, City Girl says, smoke y'all weed, but don't bring the smell with you. I mean, sometimes people, where I see young people, they'll get in the car and raise the windows up and smoke out the car.
Hotboxing.
Oh, they call it hotboxing, yeah. Have you ever seen a hotbox before, Andrew?
I've been more than seen one, Tory.
Oh, okay. You've been in the hotbox.
Some might say that.
You want to plead the fifth right now or what? I'm just saying.
I'm an open book, Tory.
All right, well, you was in the hotbox.
I was in the hotbox.
Did you smell like weed afterward? Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Have anybody ever accused you of smelling like weed, Andrew?
Yeah, my mom was not happy.
So she would have been disgruntled if she was at the restaurant. If you would have walked in the restaurant, you would have got kicked out. You believe you would have got kicked out?
At that point, yes.
Because you were smelling like the hot box weed.
Yeah.
And Sylvia says, you can't smell them if they're smoking weed because they smell like wet dogs and garlic. Okay. That's what? Okay.
I don't think I smell like wet dog and garlic.
Oh, she was referring to whites.
That's crazy.
Oh, wow. Fresh Lizard says, I'm black. If I owned a restaurant, I wouldn't want my establishment smelling like weed, black, white, yellow, or brown. Motor Elephant says, obviously, some of us have not learned after Cracker Barrel that they do not want us there. Let's take our money somewhere else before they start spitting in our food. Hey, she said that it was Black History Month. I'm just wondering why she would relate that. Fresh Lizard says, Tory, you wouldn't want anybody coming up there smelling like weed either. No, you can't. You can't come in, certain establishments, but I have had guests that came in smelling like weed. They came right in, sat down. Hey, I just kind of went on with the show. But at the end of the day, I think that when you talk about, even in the neighborhoods, I've had family members that came around, eyes glossy, smelling like weed. I was like, man, y'all, you high. That's a sign that you definitely high. And when you get pulled over like that, that's how police get the right to do everything to you, because you smell like weed. They'll say, okay, you let the window down. I smell weed on the person, and then they got a little extra with you. So I never was for people walking around smelling like weed, because if you got pulled over at a traffic stop, that little extra from police happened to you because you were smelling like weed. They smelled marijuana in the car. So I don't understand why would you even put yourself in that kind of situation. But I'm not a weed smoker, so I guess, I'm going to rest on this one, Andrew.
Have you ever smoked weed, Tory?
No. I mean, I never wanted to. I did used to trick my friends out of cigarettes, though. I used to say cigarettes cause cancer, so I would, because I would be sitting around, and usually when you don't smoke cigarettes, they want to offer you a cigarette. So people was offering me cigarettes, so I used to say, yeah, give me a cigarette. Then I would waste it.
So my brother was deployed, and he got cartons of cigarettes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He came back and he gave them to me when I was in college, and I would go out to bars in college, and I would trade cigarettes for shots.
What?
Yeah.
Well, all I know is that, okay, I can hear what people are saying. Just eliminate smoke, period, then. If you're just targeting weed, why wouldn't you target cigarettes or any odor at that? What if you came in and you smelled like you didn't wash up for 3 days?
Yeah, I agree.
That's offensive, too.
If you smell offensive, do not come in here.
That's what they should say.
Yeah.
If you got a large body odor, no matter what it is, you may want to stay at home.
Stop going to Planet Fitness and eating pancakes.
I'm just saying. Hey, I don't know. But I want to head over to Los Angeles. They're saying that 600 people were arrested, 170 victims rescued in the California human trafficking crackdown. That's sounding powerful. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
It's the 12th year in a row that this task force has been going after human traffickers. And in this latest one that happened about a week and a half ago, they made hundreds of arrests.
Human trafficking and child exploitation are devastating crimes.
The last week of January, local, state, and federal law enforcement teams went out to pick up solicitors and providers of young girls and boys involved in sex trafficking. They call it Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. Statewide, more than 600 arrests were made. 156 adults and 14 children were rescued from the streets of LA and up and down the state. The task force also confiscated several weapons in their week-long sting. Young girls and boys given a second chance to reclaim and rebuild their lives.
Survivors need care. They need time. They need a chance to rebuild their lives. And our partnerships with these organizations are what allows those individuals to reclaim their lives and rebuild their lives.
There's a number of service organizations the deputy chief alluded to that help the victims of human trafficking start over and rebuild their lives. These groups work hand in hand with law enforcement to help survivors of human trafficking. Sarah Elender is with Saving Innocence.
Because together we create something far greater than the sum of all of our parts. A unified and collective, collaborative response to meet survivors just where they are with just what they need.
Right now, those involved in human trafficking of a minor face a felony. For the trafficking of an adult, it's a misdemeanor.
So I would ask our state leaders who actually created the felony dealing with minors involved with human sex trafficking to also go ahead and make it all of human sex trafficking is a violent and serious offense.
I agree with that. You know what I mean? Human sex trafficking. But see, when it's the adults, sometimes, you know, you can get in a situation where I've had many times where I went to rescue. The family told me that the woman was 27 and she was involved in human trafficking. And when I went over there to get her, like I do with all of the young girls, I went to get her and she didn't want to leave. And I'm talking about we got her. I'm talking about the guy was, we disabled. I'm not going to say a lot, but the guy was disabled. I'll say he was, we got him out the way. And we got her. We got the woman and she didn't want to go. But I kind of hate that I had to see that because we still took her to her mother. And when she got to her mother, everybody was like, yay, clapping. And it was like, and the mother was, thank you, Jesus, and everything. And then after the crowd dissipated, she left and went back with the guy. And that's when I learned that all cases is different. Every case is case by case. Because we got her home and she willingly left and went back. So, but I still am for them making it a felon, you know. I'm still for that. I think that if it's the case where somebody is being forced, no matter what age, they should be a felon. Like, it should be a felony. Now, if it's a case where the adult is participating, a willing participant, then that may be, you know, something that, you know, could be, you know, depending on the situation. But I have met people that was about that life. They probably, you know, I don't know why, but I've seen people actively leave and go back. That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, there's a situation, I want to stay in Los Angeles right quick, where a 90-year-old man got scammed. We talked about the elders getting scammed. But this elder, he was scammed out of $800,000. But thanks to a news station and some other people, they help him get his money back. We got video on this if you're watching this rebroadcast live. Let's listen.
At 90 years old, Irving Rosenberg moves slowly. Walking is difficult. His hearing is impaired. But the hardest thing he's dealing with now isn't his health. It's the loss of nearly everything he saved over a lifetime.
I was very angry and frustrated. He took all my life savings. I was hurt.
Rosenberg says the withdrawals from his savings account began in April, check after check, all in the tens of thousands of dollars, adding up to $814,000. Rosenberg says he never wrote checks from that savings account and never authorized anyone else to either. When he realized what was happening, he went to the bank, Wells Fargo, looking for help.
They put it to investigation. Investigation could go forever.
Rosenberg's nephew, who now helps manage his affairs, contacted 7 on Your Side and asked for help. He says when he looked at copies of the cashed checks, he noticed right away the signature was phony.
If you look at all the checks that were written, none of them even have close to his signature.
Rosenberg received this letter from Wells Fargo. The bank said it's denying his fraud claim and that he can't be reimbursed because too much time had passed before he contacted the bank. His nephew was told there's a 60-day reporting window, a policy he believes ignores the realities facing elderly customers.
And I went back to him and said, wait a second, he's 90. He's got a little bit of dementia. He can't hear. He can barely walk. And you guys have no help at all for him.
Satin also wonders why such massive withdrawals, many of them in the span of just a few weeks, weren't flagged.
I don't understand why something like this wasn't caught at all.
After we began asking questions, the family says Wells Fargo's executive office finally reached out.
Since I contacted you and you contacted them, they've contacted me at least 5 times.
They're more responsive.
Yeah, oh, absolutely more responsive, yes. Do I have a lot of confidence that he's going to see any money?
Had to be somebody from the family.
And as we were putting the story together, we got good news. Wells Fargo sending us an email and contacting the family that they were going to approve this claim. Your nephew told us they weren't contacting you at all, but after we called them, suddenly they started contacting you.
Yeah, well, I thank Channel 7 for doing that.
Oh, wow.
See, thank you.
All right, so Wells Fargo, and you know, Wells Fargo has a reputation for dealing with blacks in a certain way. You know, we discriminatory practices, you know. But they told him at first that, you know, hey, look, we can't do nothing, you didn't report it in a certain amount of time. And this is why I say this is why elders go to the news. You know, and that's a last minute Hail Mary. But when you bring a lot of attention to certain ideas, then it looks bad on the institution or on the company or whoever's involved. So then they want to negotiate and talk. And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of times, like when we see elders on the news, that's bad. Because they made the calls. They went through the process to try to get it right, but they got the phone slammed in their face. Matter of fact, when the elders call me, it's the same way. They looking for a Hail Mary. And this guy, fortunately, got Wells Fargo to really accept his claim. But it's a lot of folks getting scammed, and it's a lot of elders getting scammed right now. And they not cognitive of the deadlines that they have to face when it comes to fraudulent activity. And it could have been somebody in the family that did this. Thank God we got this resolved. But I've been talking about fraud for the last 3 months because it's going on. And just be careful and make sure that y'all keep an eye on these elders, because a lot of times elders are the easiest victims to try to cipher their money and their life savings from. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers complete their homestand as they host the Detroit Mercy Titans at the UWM Panther Arena.
Refeed the block. Franklin, contact, yes! Score it and 1. Back to the top, Dixon. Driving right, step back, wing, 3 on the way, and he hit it! Josh Dixon with a ceiling scraper.
Scott Warris has the coverage starting at 6:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock. This Friday night, we have a city conference showdown as the Milwaukee Juneau Pioneers battle the Carmen Northwest Eagles. Fast breaks, big shots, and bragging rights on the line. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. The City Conference Game of the Week on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com is sponsored by Milwaukee Public Schools and presented by Gruber Law Offices.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Using gas to heat our homes can be dangerous, but we have the technology to transition to clean electric alternatives. My name is Matt Vespa. I'm a senior attorney at Earth Justice, and I'm going to court to fight for clean energy. Until safe, affordable clean energy is an option in every home, I will never rest.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards, happening Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 inside the 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. This award show will honor the unsung heroes who show up, give back, and make a positive impact in our community every single day. We are rolling out the red carpet and showing love to those who truly deserve it. Buy your tickets now by visiting 1017thetruthAwards.com. Tickets are just $20, which includes free food and exclusive Truth giveaways. Join the 1017 The Truth team for an unforgettable night of entertainment, inspiration, and community pride at the 2nd Annual Truth Community Awards on Friday, February 20th at Venue 3 in Milwaukee. The Truth Community Awards are presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Gruber Law Offices, Steinhoffels, Milwaukee College Prep, Cousin Subs, Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and the Milwaukee Bucks Foundation. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Question of the day: what would the world be the same if you take away all the black inventions? What are they saying in the polls? Where are we at in the polls, Andrew? What are they talking about in the chat?
89 say no, Tory. It would not be the same.
First, was it at 90? So now it's at 89.
Yeah.
They saying that the world wouldn't be the same if you remove all the black inventions out of the world. I'm talking about, like, we didn't change the globe from our invention. We may not got the proceeds, as much inventions that have changed the world and the generational wealth idea. We still talking about we want to get generational wealth. I think that's a trick now. Because everybody say, oh, we got to, start a business and get generational wealth and X, Y, and Z. We got enough black inventions that can help so many people. Why don't we sue the companies that got the generational wealth off the back of black inventors? That's all I'm saying. That's enough money right there. Off the cotton gin. All I'm saying is, I think that when people start talking about generational wealth, it was so much generational wealth stolen from the black community. So much generational wealth that was swindled, fraud from the black community.
Restitution.
Yeah, repair. We talk about repair, we talk about restitution all the time, and they nope. But many times when you eyeball the situation, we should be the first at the counter, because we helped society and shape the world the way it looked. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear. They don't want the truth to come out about a lot of the black contribution to the world. I understand what I'm saying. We got time for a couple calls. If you want to join in, 833-212-1017. Don't call in after 3:30. You got a little time now, 833-212-1017. Also, there's a situation where they're saying that these teachers gave free haircuts to students after class. Andrew, let's get this free haircut to students after class. This is a good thing. This is a good story right here. Sometimes kids come into the school building and, they may need a haircut. The family may not can afford their haircut. So anytime I see stories like this, I think we should highlight these kind of stories. Teachers give free haircuts to students after class. If you watch this, we broadcast live. We got video. Let's listen.
You know something that rules? Getting a really good haircut.
We've all had the feeling, right? You just got a fresh cut. You look in the mirror and you go, man, I look good.
So a couple of teachers at Rufus King High School in Milwaukee decided to bring that feeling to their students. Emmanuel Johnson and Cameron LaFleur give free haircuts after class to any student who wants one.
Give a student a new attitude and a new way to look at themselves and a new way to feel about themselves.
You can come to class and you can learn academically. You can come back to that same class and get a cut. You can come to that same class and talk to a teacher and really get to know who they are, to get to know who you are.
They've been giving these free haircuts for about 2 years. And then during this school year, they formally started the club, The Shop in 310, aka Mr. LaFleur's English classroom. They've given hundreds of haircuts.
We got like 10 regulars that come pretty much anytime we're open.
Students like Lomar Castro, who wanted to make sure he looked good for a big moment.
I had driver's ed, license photo, so I wanted to get a quick cut.
Or DeMontre Cochran, who comes in every 2 weeks.
It's free, it saves a lot of money, and a good teacher is holding this club up.
Mr. Johnson and Mr. LaFleur really care about these students. They'll do anything to help them learn and look good.
Need an interview, one more touch-up.
They aren't licensed barbers, but they've been cutting hair for years. When word spread about the club, a teacher and professional barber decided to join.
You get to talk to the kids about things other than haircuts and find out where they at in life, how they think, lead them in the right direction, so to speak.
The Shop in 310 isn't just for students. Faculty and staff have gotten a cut here too. Important to note, though, this is not open to the public, just people at Rufus King. So if you want a fresh cut at the best price from some pretty great teachers, DeMontre has some advice for you.
If you go to like any other school besides Rufus King, transfer to Rufus King.
Hey, this is powerful. It builds confidence. You know what I mean? They get to have conversations and check on why you getting a haircut. You get to talk about your day and things like that. See, this is where I say this is something that we got to innovate inside these schools. And they innovated this because I've never heard about this before, where people are doing haircuts in the school for students that need haircuts. That's powerful. Salute to the teachers. Salute to Rufus King for allowing this to even happen. This is amazing. We got Marty from Milwaukee on the lines. How you doing, Marty?
Good afternoon, Tory. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Blessings, Brother Marty.
Blessings. Hey, Tory, I was listening all afternoon, kind of, and I hear what you're saying about the talent, the potential. I see it every day. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it for 60 years. I grew up in 53208, when I watched the Commandos walk off. My mom wouldn't let me go with them, but
the Commando.
This is Milwaukee, man, and Milwaukee has no plan for the north side of Milwaukee. Milwaukee has no organization. We have no marketing plan. We have no infrastructure plan. We have no health care plan. We have no transportation plan. We have no entrepreneurial business creation plan. And this could all happen on the north side. You have 250,000 of us living on the north side, north of North Avenue. That's a lot of people. A lot of people. A lot of potential. Could be 20 main streets. You go to these little towns, Burlington or up north somewhere, and they've got a beautiful little main street. Got businesses on both sides of the street, trees, it's clean, and it doesn't have to be huge, but it's just what you're talking about, a haircut guy, an entrepreneur, a small print shop, a music shop, but you have to be able to buy into a plan. You cannot do anything in the world. I got a business background. You got to have a plan to get going. And if we had a plan, think if we had a plan all the churches could buy into, all the Prince Paul and all the great organizations and all the beautiful people. But there's nowhere to buy in. We're at each other's throat all the time. And that's exactly the way as you use the word, they want it. I don't know who they are, but
the
you're
government,
right. They want it that way because it's
the powers
been
that
way.
be, the status quo, the establishment.
Yep.
All right, Marty. Hey, like I said, 2026 is the time to regroup, rethink, and reshape, and build, and get in the right direction. And you got to be about that action to do it. You know, a lot of people, they got these bright ideas, but they want to experiment on you. No, just get out here, go do it, work out the kinks, and then present it. Understand what I'm saying? We can make it happen. Look what happened with the barbers in the school. Started out as a little idea, got some results, got some heads cut. Now look at it. It's on the news. It's cracking. That's it. Go be about that action. It can happen. Hey, look, Truth Nation, when we come back, we'll be joined by Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Joe, working again? Retirement was boring, huh?
Not boring. Expensive. Food, medicine, rent. Social Security just isn't enough.
I know, and that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. It connected me to an extra $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month?
Benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging.
Free? I'm going to benefitscheckup.org today.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this: Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage, because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. After years of corporate boards diversifying, there's one group of people that are seeing a spike in hiring: white men. Bloomberg Equality reporter Jeff Green says that despite the larger DEI pullback across big companies, this shift might be because of a different reason.
The emphasis is on people who are CEOs or former CEOs. They're looking for that expertise, and over the last 5 years, that has been less emphasized. When you go for diverse candidates, you're just, by definition, they are much less likely to have been a CEO.
While the rise in adding white men as board members isn't related to the greater DEI pullback in the corporate world, it does highlight how a lack of diversity historically in big businesses is still having an impact on hiring today. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Associated Bank Sports Center update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Andrew Zimmel. The Milwaukee Bucks have indicated to teams they are keeping Giannis Antetokounmpo through the trade deadline. The Milwaukee Bucks have agreed to trade Cole Anthony and Amir Coffey to the Phoenix Suns for Nick Richards and Nigel Hayes-Davis. Luke Fickell is the first returning Badgers coach in any sport not to get his contract extended since 2021, as UW Athletic Board did not renew his contract during their winter meetings. Fickell conveyed Wisconsin Athletic Director Chris McIntosh that he not be considered for an extension and have to focus on improving the team's performance instead of his contract situation. Fickell is entering his fourth season with a record of 17-21 overall. And Milwaukee men's basketball team played Detroit Mercy evenly after half, but could not close the gap after a scoring run ended the first half, falling 76-63 Wednesday night. The Panthers hit the road for a pair of games next up against Northern Kentucky Saturday. This True Sports Update was brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
No, he did all he was able, put it in his hands, and the Lord made a way for him. This brother is chosen, the hood need a Moses. The enemy froze when the good took a notice. He did it for all of the families to hold them together. I promise you, he will not fold. And the street is on fire, and I need all my people to listen. If you hear me, then go tell your
Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they can become. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, high expectations, and academic excellence starting as early as age 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because they believe every child can achieve greatness. And the best part is tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com, because at Milwaukee College Prep, that is where brilliance begins. Also, we got the community awards coming up, so remember February 20th to get your tickets. Go to The Truth. Go over to The Truth, 1017thetruth.awards.com to learn more. Also, this is Tory Lowe from The Truth. At Educators Credit Union, your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union, community advocates driven to uplift the Milwaukee community with donations to local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool, Library, and sponsorships of events large and small that take place in our own backyard. Make the switch to ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Joining me on the lines is advocate author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. Also, I was talking about on the show, Queen, that Black inventors have shaped the globe.
Absolutely.
And many times these inventors didn't get the recognition or they didn't get the wealth that came from these inventions. And as I started the show, I said that if you really despise Black, if you have this racist attitude, stop using some of the inventions that Blacks have made, the contributions to the world. If people stop using the Black inventions, would the world be the same?
Again, nobody would be comfortable. When you think about anything, America was built on our backs.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about the first man, first woman, that's Black man, Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's easier said than done. Like, they wouldn't be able to. I mean, when you look at how the world reacted to COVID, and needing to get their hair cut and needing, air conditioning, can't live without this, and I should have the freedom to do that. They wouldn't be able to. I mean, there would be no world, to be exact. I mean, it wouldn't even exist if you truly think about it. Because, I mean, there's still so many things unknown that have been whitewashed in the history of the Americas, even before it was that we still don't know about. So, I mean, no, it wouldn't be a world if you think about it. Because, I mean, The first man, the first woman was black.
Hey.
So, I mean, again, if we don't exist, the world don't exist.
Hey. And many times when we talk to our young people, you know, they feel like they're not being heard. And I always tell them that you came from a strong group of people that are resilient, creative, and powerful. So you don't have to start every Black history. They always start Black history as slavery.
With slavery. Come on. I mean, again, we can go real deep, but, you know, we'll keep it surface level.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's been deeper than slavery. We were alchemists. We were creators. We were, you know what I'm saying?
Astrologists.
Like, I mean, emperors. We were, you know, I mean, alchemists, I mean, when you name it, we've done it. And we've done it well. We're still doing it. Again, and this is at a time, I mean, even if they want to just stick to slavery, the majority of the inventions was those who couldn't read and was forced to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, the ideologies of them telling us that we needed an education and this, that, and the third, like I stated, you know, my grandma and her mother, they didn't go to hospitals when they gave birth. They were the doctors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like the doctor, the nurse, just like modern day today, you know, like, again, everything they said we wasn't, we were. It was the total opposite. They stole all of the ideologies. They stole all of the ideas. They got the fame and the fortune, and, you know, we was left again holding an empty bag. But it still don't stop our lineage and the greatness of a people that we are, because that's why we continue to forage. When you think about the black codes, when you think about all the things that they put, the obstacles that they put in our way not to do certain things. With everything we had to overcome, we're still in their neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still in the schools. Again, we really did the work to get there. And the sad part is the fact that they misled us to believe that it was about the money, and the whole time it was about our energy. Our energy is the currency. We are the greatness that is. We are the reason that we're so resilient, so forgiving, so compassionate, because we are the mothers and fathers of civilization. But at the same time, too, we've been misled to believe that you do for your neighbor before you do for yourself, and that's the biggest lie that was ever told. You have to do for self before you can help anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got us believing that it's selfish to, you know, make sure that we're straight, and this is why we always put the cape on for everybody else, and we always seem to come up short. This year of Aquarius is about us getting back to the basics of loving us, because nobody ever will treat us right until we treat us right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's time for us to put back in where we done stood for everybody else. It's time for us, again, to stand for self. At this point in time, we have proven time and time again that we don't mind sacrificing our lives, putting our bodies on the line to make sure everybody good. In the season of Aquarius, it's time for us, again, when we sacrificed ourselves for everybody else, now it's time for us to sacrifice everybody else for ourselves. It's time to turn it right side up. And like I said, the only thing that we ever did wrong was trying to get others to love us like we love them. You understand what I'm saying? And the reality of that is nobody can never love you if you don't love you. And where we went wrong is the fact that we put everybody first and always wonder why we always came up second to last. Because we always put everybody else first.
We got the least amount of the benefit, but gave the maximum amount of effort.
Absolutely. And every time we did more with nothing, with the least. It was always, you know, and then they give you this ideology of, you know, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. There's nobody here on this landmass that pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. They stood on our back with their bootstraps. Our bootstraps been strapped up. We done it time and time again. And it means nothing for us to start all over again because we are the creators. We do that without a second thought. You know, when I think about us as a people and how resilient we are, we don't ask for much. We always giving the most. You know, when I'm walking around in the city of Milwaukee and I see in the neighborhoods that they call depleted and, you know, poor, this is where the panhandlers are. Because those of us who know what it's like to have missed meal cramps will reach down in our pocket if we only got 5 and give somebody 2 because we know what it's like. And Facts. This is the season that the righteous will reign because we have proven ourselves time and time again to be caring, loving, compassionate, and empathetic to everybody else but self. And this is a season where we have to be empathetic and have compassion for ourselves because it's so easy. How easy it is for us to forget the hells that we've been through on this planet, you know, in a time where, you know, we can't expect them to give us credit if we don't give ourselves credit.
I agree. Hey, look, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on today's show. Elizabeth Brown, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. Tune in for Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know. And Tory Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying the youth, perspectives, and lived experiences that define who we are. Celebrating Black excellence, celebrating our history. All month long on 1017 The Truth.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
If a tow truck appears on the scene minutes after your auto accident, think twice before handing them your keys. You may be the target of a common towing scam, which results in being billed several $1,000s. Don't allow any unsolicited tow operators to take your car from the scene. Consult with police or your insurance provider to contact a reputable company. Agree on the rate. And know where they are taking your vehicle. If you suspect insurance fraud, call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history all month long. We're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continue to inspire our future. Tune into Dr. Ken's Trivia, spotlighting powerful facts and moments you need to know, and also the Tory Lowe Show, where we will be highlighting the youth, our voices, our stories, amplifying their voices, perspectives, and lived experience that define who they are. Tune in all month long to 1017 The Truth as we lift up the legacy, the brilliance, and power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history, it's happening every day. 1017 The Truth, celebration of Black History Month, is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union and Tayback Law. Joining me on the lines, advocate Arthur Elizabeth Brown. Hey, let me get your final thoughts on the show today, Elizabeth Brown.
I mean, again, King, powerful as always. Again, pivotal conversation, real talk in real time, real people. Your show is pivotal, to get us to understand that we have the ability to make a choice. We get to choose every day whether we're going to win or we're going to lose. And one thing for sure and two for certain, that even if you lost yesterday don't mean you can't get up today and win. I just believe that your show came at a pivotal time when people were starting to feel like they had to do what everybody else was telling them to do, especially in our community, because we've been told so many times who we should look to as heroes, why we should do certain things, like we don't have the ability to make the decisions ourselves, So, I mean, today, as in every day, there's always something pivotal on your show that make us think and also give us the ability to know that we have the power. No matter what somebody done told you, no matter how many cycles we continue to regurgitate that we don't have the ability to do certain things, you are enough, you have the power, and it's in your hands. You are the author of your book. If you don't like the ending, change it. If you don't like what's going on, you have to be the change that you speak about. Again, one thing we do know, that we done changed things for everybody else. So the power should be in, if I can change it for them, then I can change it for me. So again, King, I think it's a pivotal time for everyone, but especially those of us who have been the underdog for so long. In the mainstream media, we seem to be the underdog, but in real life, we were portrayed the underdog because we was the super dog the whole time. It's one of those things where it's, people project on you how they feel on the inside, which don't make it, that's who you are. We have to understand it's not what they think, it's what we know. And one thing I know about us and our people, and why I love us so much, is because we have shown love above and beyond when we didn't even have the right to love nobody, because nobody showed us love. With the things that we have endured and continue to endure, and still not allow it to change our heart, where we still trying to help people and love people and still trying to maintain ourselves, that's what make us God. Not the God, but a God. Because only a God can look upon people who have savagely beat, raped, brutally stomped on, and we still had a compassion that Jesus had for the people who wronged him. Right. So in that regard, I say, stand up, Black man, Black woman, Black child, love thyself. It's your time. You have endured. You have overcome. It's not about what we've been through. It's about what we got through. And we on the other side. This is the side where heaven begins. When you stand up and recognize the greatness, that is you. Because you have endured. You have overcome. It is your time to shine, and ain't no better time than the present, King. And I'm just here for it. I'm here for it.
When we talk about just purely contribution to the world, Many times people approach the black community like we got to do something. If you don't do something, we ain't going to get nothing. No. We have given to the utmost. So I hate when they try to come at us and say, okay, we got to act. No, who are you to tell me, what to do?
That part.
It's because of my actions.
You here because I did act.
That's all I'm saying.
Because my ancestors. Come on.
So when you see that.
But when you know.
Yeah, facts.
You don't fall victim to it.
Yeah, I mean, don't the try to lure you. That's luring.
Come on.
I'm trying to lure you out to do my bidding, to do what I could be doing.
Absolutely.
That to me is
it's predatory.
That's stop. That has to stop. And it is stopping.
It does have to stop
because it's no more.
It is because we're not. When we know better, we do better, King.
Facts.
And like I said, a lot of us fall victim to because again the narrative that's always placed is black card, what I'm saying, like you blacklisted black cat is, but like everything that's related to black, there's a negative notation on it again. And at the same time, every day we get up we see greatness. And like I said, what you allow to take your attention is going to grow. So what you want to get bigger, you have to make sure that you're feeding it the right things. And that's the thought process about you, how you feel about yourself. How you feel about yourself is what you project every day on others. And like I said, for us to look at somebody else who have ravaged us, and I go back to the words of my daughter in the 5th grade. How can the same man that enslaved me supposed to save me? And biblically, she was looking at a Bible because she went to a Lutheran school, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus. You understand what I'm saying? So when you think about that, the hatred that have been fed to us as a people, that we carry deep, it's time to heal. And it's not healing because somebody said sorry. It's healing because the sorry will never come. But we don't need the sorry. What we need to do is tap in and understand our greatness and the greatness of our lineage. And like I said, those of us who have not allowed this world to harden our hearts. Love gonna win every time, King. And we winning.
Hey,
that's all I got to say in 2026. It's up.
That's powerful. Hey, look, I appreciate you for chiming in as usual. And like I said, it's all within. And when they can get you to look out,
absolutely,
you better watch out.
Come on, you lose.
Hey, look,
I appreciate you
choosing to lose. Hey, that's why they got you looking at images that don't look like you.
That part.
Hey.
Absolutely. Go within to win.
Go within.
So let's get it,
all right, Queen. I appreciate you for tapping in. We got a lot of work to do.
Salute.
Hey, I'll talk to you soon.
Hey, I'm here for it.
All right.
One love.
All right, Truth Nation. I thank y'all for tapping in today. Another powerful conversation. February 5th, Black History Month. Hey, we own it. If we don't celebrate and acknowledge us, ain't nobody gonna do it. I appreciate everybody for joining the chat. Salute to everybody for joining the chat. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, look, keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. This is WTMJ's Kristen